Hi, my name is Hector Perez Bonifant, and this is my code, Proteus, and also my physical circuit about the activity of the solar motor. As seen on the document of the specifications of the motor must go on a fast pace when there's a lot of light, where when the sun and the solar panel senses a lot of light, and it must go slow when the solar panel detects a small amount of light. So I began my configuration bits and noticed that I used a 220 megahertz frequency. So my FOSC is on HS, which I also define here. Define X with crystal frequency of 20 megahertz. Also, the power PWM frequency is 5,000 megahertz, whereas the TMR2 prescale is set to 4. I define the ports where my sensor, panel sensor, and motor are going to be located. I began writing the unsigned int of the PDC10 bit and also the variables of the light, which is the variable where the values of the solar panel will be stored. I began initiating the ports, the trees A1 because this is where my solar panel is located, and also the trees C2 since my motor is located on the C2 port. Then I began the init ADC conversion. It is right justified in the AN1 pin. Also, the clock and the acquisition time is set to 20 megahertz. Then the function for my light sensor is located in the channel 1, and uh, it uses this equation to do the operation about the light. I began my init PWM, setting the TMR2 on, also the channel, which is CCP1, and my PV, which I said it was for here on the TMR2 prescale. Finally, I set the duty cycle at 0%, and I calculated my PWM duty thanks to the equation and function that our professor Aragon told us in class. Finally, I had to calculate my PWM period, which is using the equation that also the professor provided us. And I set my main function, initiating the ports, the ADC converter, my PWM, and also the PWM period that I calculated. Finally, I said that while the circuit is going to make the light sensor function. This is the solar panel, so it can work. And then there's a PWM duty using the variable light that is located on the solar panel function. And this is the functioning and how does the circuit works on Proteus, in Proteus. So when I click start, we can see that my solar panel has a certain velocity, and when I decrease the light, the motor will be going slower and slower. If I increase the light in the solar panel, this is the voltage that the peak 18F4550 is detecting, then the motor will start to go faster. As I said, my peak is at 20 megahertz. So now let's look to the physical circuit. Thank you.
Tierra y es el mismo dibujo. Eso significa que es la misma terminal. Entonces, la tierra de esta cosa es la misma tierra de todo este. No, pero le voy a quitar el audio, así que O sea, la tierra común es de este, es la tierra común de todo el sistema. También la primera vez que usé este motor también me saqué de onda.
A ver, alúmbrale, güey.
Voy.
Pero salpani, güey.
Para que vea, güey.
Ah, güey.